Previously on Drag Duel, our contestants competed in a side quest where they lip-synced to iconic television commercials. The top 3 vote-getters were Tyler, Noll, Titanic, Donovan, and Orbit, but it was Orbit who took away the win. They then had a main battle where they had to script, act, and edit their own commercial that sold a product that was branded to them and their drag. Tyler, Noll, and Bobby URANUS struggled when they both chose the same product, and in a challenge where everyone did a great job, picking the bottoms and the tops was very difficult. But it was Titanic Donovan who took away their first win, and CHRISTI and She Needs a Woman fell into the bottom. After an iconic lip sync to Just What They Want by RuPaul, CHRISTI came out on top, and unfortunately She Needs a Woman became the 3rd warrior to fall this season on Drag Duel.
Welcome back to Drag Duel. My name is ZELDAVOX.
I'm Derek.
And my name is BUCY, and welcome to the brand new episode of the Drag Duel,
The only show that references killing dogs more than 101 Dalmatians.
Your new favorite online drag competition where our warriors are competing for a grand prize of $2,500, courtesy of the Drag Detective.
As well as a $75 lash package, courtesy of LashCore.
If you would like to contribute to the Drag Duel prize package, please email us at dragduelofficial@gmail.com.
And don't forget, Season 2 auditions are open. Check out the link in the description to find out how you can apply today. Our warriors have survived the 4th round, and after Shanice's heartbreaking elimination, we're now left with 9 warriors ready to head on into their next major battle.
This week, the warriors have to create fabulous garments using only unconventional materials. We want them to turn trash into treasure. But first, let's tune in and see how our warriors are doing after round 4 results.
With Shanita being eliminated, there was a lot of emotion in that elimination, as you saw. But now I feel like, enough time has passed that there's been some healing. I want to continue, and I have to continue, and she wants me to continue in the competition and to continue to do the best that I can do, because I am still representing us. I'm still representing Soul Drag. I'm representing our scene, our community, and she did such an amazing job representing us. I can't let her down just because I feel like emotional about her being eliminated. It's not going to be the same without her being in this competition for sure, but I am going to try and slay for both of us.
I was very happy that I finally won. I was waiting a lot for this. I feel like in the first week I was like edged for the win, and now I finally got it. It was like, whoo, thank God. Finally I got a win. I actually don't really have pressure on me. Everyone is talking about that now that they have a win under their belt, that they are feeling pressure. I'm kind of feeling good, but I'm still, like I always had pressure in this competition. So I am just going to continue to do what I do best, and that is being Titanic.
After surviving being the bottom, honestly, it doesn't feel great to be in the bottom, but I understand with like point deductions and everything. I know I'm a good performer, so I didn't really have doubts on my end about that. But you really never know how things are gonna go and how things are gonna end up in the end. But going to the next challenge, I just feel really excited to just get back up to the top.
So last week we had 2 winners in the bottom 2, and one of the winners actually went home. I don't feel any pressure because I'm trying to deliver every week with the same amount of looks and the same amount of personality and everything the judges want from me, so I don't land in the bottom.
2 winners being in the bottom 2. Oh, I could eat that up. Yes, get rid of the competition. Put some more winners in the bottom. It should be, let's do every challenge, only the winners in the bottom. Then maybe I'll win.
It's getting to a point where people are way more afraid of being eliminated. Like for the first half of the competition, I was afraid for some episodes, but I was like, my runway is gonna pull me through. But now I'm a bit terrified. I'm more anxious about the episode. I think it's gotten to a point where everyone is gonna do way better, and like everyone can fall into the bottom. and it's been shown that everyone can fall into the bottom. Like 2 challenge winners already lip synced, like no one's safe.
So after the commercials last week, we had some different opinions about who should have won, who should have been in the bottom, who should have been safe, and all the little placements and stuff.
So basically, we were watching the sort of side quest episode with the fallout from the art pop challenge. So we were watching that, and we were just geeking whatever in the Discord, and girl, me and I also think Trisha also gave a thing about us believing that Rosa's video should have put her in the bottom, and I stand firmly in that. And Rosa got in her feelings and was like, why wouldn't you just like say that to me instead of like doing it privately in confessionals? And I don't know, in my mind, it's like, bitch, why would I just go into the Discord and be like, yeah, I think you should have been in the bottom. That's fucking stupid. I think Rosa needs to learn that there's a difference between like being truly real and just like saying shit out of your mouth, like unprompted. There's a big difference. There's a fine line there, girl. And she came for, and she came for me about like, cause she was like priding herself on it being so unique and so this, that, and the other. And I was like, okay, it can be unique all you want, but was it good? No. And then she tried to come for me about not being unique. And I'm like, I don't think out of everyone in this fucking cast, you should come for me about being unique. Girl, bye. Okay. So replays of stock footage is unique? Got it. Like, girl, be fucking real. So, yeah, no, that, ugh. And, ooh, she tried it with me. But, girl, it was in the middle of me watching the episode. Baby, I wanted to watch it in peace. So I said, girl, leave me alone. But now me and her are all good, so whatever, I guess.
If you can't take the heat, get the fuck out of the kitchen, and soon enough, many of you will be. What can I say? Orbit has a very clear brand. Orbit is a very thought out persona in drag. She knows exactly what she's serving, except the fact that like there's nothing ornate about it. There's nothing like too detailed about it. Yeah, she minds she crosses her T's, dots her I's, but that's not enough. You gotta make the little heart above the eye. You gotta make it real pretty. You gotta do the calligraphy, right? And I don't know, I just sometimes think that like some of us are really going all out with the details, the this and the structure and that, and she's coming out in a mini dress and being like, oh yeah, this is it, I'm serving it. Like, yeah, like a mid-thigh length dress for the 4th time this season, not gonna hurt anybody, but not gonna help anyone either. And for someone who is such a visually representative drag artist, it's just kind of like, you're doing all this up here and down here, it's just half-baked. Well, you know what? Every comment that orbits eventually has to hit the ground, and that's where she does in her fashions.
The Rosa and Orbit fight, I was surprised that people didn't talk about it more because it got very personal very quickly. I agree with like both in parts, and I agree on both of the things that they critiqued each other in parts. Yeah, I think it was really mean, like when Orbit called Rosa completely unoriginal and Orbit was, I don't know what Rosa told to Orbit, but it was like, damn.
I think that there's like almost like an unspoken consensus amongst the cast that they don't really think I'm competition. Like week by week when it's like, who's in the top, who's in the bottom? Thankfully, very rarely do they say I should be in the bottom, but nobody ever says I should be in the top. So, you know what? It's fine. I'm just gonna keep on going through the competition, picking up a top spot here and there, picking up a win here and there, and eventually Mama gets to the end. Mama always gets to the finish line. I'm kind of, in the times that I've done online drag, there have been very few instances where I haven't made it to the end, and while I'm not saying I'm a shoo-in, I'm saying I can do a lot. I've marked a lot of the boxes and there's a lot of things that I still haven't done, and so I'm not too worried. They can continue saying that I'm not competition from their own homes after they've been eliminated.
Well, I do think Rosa's biggest issue in the competition was that she didn't stand out as much. Like she's always pretty polished and does pretty well, but doesn't stand out.
I was definitely very, very salty last week. It's just like the lack of sleep, changing my product and then changing it again, and then ended up being late just because I wasn't able to film till the last day, and then just my body like shutting down. I couldn't edit, and I felt so bad that Susan had to edit for me again, and then just I personally feel right now that I've been really shitty towards my castmates, and I don't feel great about that. I don't dislike Christy. I respect her drag a lot. I wore a wig that she made in that commercial, that David Bowie wig. I respect her drag a lot, and I don't think I would be as hard on her if she wasn't such a big name. I think it kind of is like a punching up kind of thing, and then it's easy to forget that, like, you know, even though we are communicating and we're like in this together, like, it's still pretty daunting seeing these big names that like we're up against. And I think that I personally felt frustrated that, and I don't want to like phrase this wrong, but I feel like because Christy's aesthetic is very, very minimalistic, very conceptual, very like small cut, precise, polished, it sometimes feels like she's able to get by with that because it's her brand, and that if somebody else were to try something like that, that they would get punished for it. You know, I'm not saying that she's not talented, I'm not saying that she doesn't deserve everything that she has, and I'm not saying that I don't like really respect her. It goes back to the punching up thing. It's the like when someone's like leagues above you, it's easy to forget that they're also a person with feelings and like going through shit.
I mean, I've had conversations with Bobby, and like, it's a competition. The heat of the moment and the emotions are getting to everyone. But I feel like Bobby's kind of irritated with me. Every time I kind of get that way, it's my own emotions that are getting the best of me and how I feel about myself in comparison to other people. And I feel like if Bobby maybe has some feelings about me, I feel like a lot of it is maybe coming down to just like, maybe he's feeling insecure about some things. Especially in the group chat, I've been trying to like make my feelings known more often because I feel like that's important, and I don't want to just keep my feelings bottled in. Because I also want like this to be a family in a way. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're all in all these different places around the world and around the country. So it's like, I don't want to just like let things slide. Like, if people are talking shit about me, like, I want my opinion and my voice to be heard. And it just seems like Bobby is just not impressed by me and what I do. And I'm like, on a personal note, I don't really care because I'm not doing drag for Bobby. And if we want to compare outfits, if you're gonna call my look simple and pretty, nothing else, like, your promo was a chest plate and a mermaid tail. And even Tyler was coming for me, like, saying, like, it's pretty and what else? I'm like, your runway last week was literally a Ripley Halloween costume. I just don't know what y'all want from me. I do drag the way I want to do it, and y'all do drag the way you want to do it. If we want to compare apples and oranges, let's compare apples and oranges. Like, I made everything. I've edited all my videos myself. It didn't have any help from anyone else. I'm just doing my best, y'all. Like, if you want to be worried about me, you can be worried about me, but at least you're thinking about me. Going into the season, I know there was going to be a lot of expectation on me, which is fair. I do have a social media presence, quote unquote, but I feel like I'm kind of being judged a little harshly. People may be feeling insecure about what they're doing in the competition, and I feel like they're kind of taking it out on me sometimes. People just like look at me and they see like a pretty face and that's it. And I'm like, I can do a lot more than pretty. You may just not being paid close enough attention. I feel like people look at me and, I mean, I am Indigenous, but I'm also white. Like, I'm not just Indigenous. I'm not a dark-skinned Indigenous person. I'm very aware about how I come across to people. People just kind of write me off because they think, oh, I'm just like some pretty white girl who puts on clothes. But I'm like, no. I am an incredibly talented artist who makes everything I wear and it looks good. Like, I'm not just paying for all my shit. I don't have the money to do that, clearly. I feel like people have this perception about the type of drag artist that I am, and they put me in a box, which is funny because it's always coming from the people who feel like they've been put in a box. And I'm like, why are you doing the same thing to me? Like, I'm doing well because I'm putting the work in, not because I'm pretty and the judges give me a free pass. Like, they're not. Very clearly. I was in the bottom last week, wasn't I?
I feel for Christy because I feel like she gets these stereotypes lumped on her. And as a drag king, like, I know what it feels like to have stereotypes lumped on you and also assuming a lot about them as a person. And I think that is like especially so for Christy, who is someone who has like a larger following and has like more experience than others. She has this expectation and like automatically these stereotypes are placed on her, like, oh, she just looks pretty and clean and she doesn't have anything else going for her. And I think that's really like unfair and rude. I mean, it's probably very hurtful for Christy, and it's frustrating for me to see that because I'm like, you can comment on somebody's work like individual pieces of work and say you didn't like them or whatever, but to comment on somebody as a whole and talk about like their persona and their skills and their personality and all of those things, it's quite rude when you haven't really got to know that person and you haven't seen what they do, or maybe you're choosing not to recognize what they do, because I think what Christi does speaks for itself.
Let me just tell you all a little bit about the dynamics that are going on right now. This entire group is like a ticking time bomb. So many people, it feels like they are like one screw loose from an entire cuckoo. You know, like they are about to go insane. I feel like people like Christi, who try to be so like, oh, congenial and perfect and beautiful. And I'm not just saying about their drag, I'm saying this about like their personality. It really, you thought that brush commercial was Christi being boring. No, it's just her being herself. I think people like her just like just one step away from like cussing us all out and being like, and you're a bitch and you're a cunt and I wish I could kill you. So I think after this last commercial challenge, when people really actually started to get incisive because there were very clear tops and very clear bottoms, and a couple of people asked like, who should be in the bottom, who should be in the top, and everybody was skirting around this idea. It's like, y'all, get over yourselves. There was a lot of critique on somebody like Christi, who's been doing really well in the competition, and she was starting to snap. She was starting to snap back at Bobby. She was starting to say like, well, this didn't happen like this, and well, my brand can be whatever I want my brand to be. And it's like, okay, this is what I want, Miss Christi, Miss Da Vinci, bring us the party, bring us the absolute fucking drama. That's what we need.
There's little tensions here and there, and there's little cat fights. They feel very much like the fights between siblings. Like, we're fighting, but at the end of the day, I think it feels like a family. Even though we're like competing against each other, we feel like quite connected, especially being like, you know, season 1 siblings. Like, we're all experiencing this together along with the judges. Like, we're all feeling like this is brand new and we're figuring things out as they come. That has kind of bonded us together, especially when we've had some more like personal chats. And when there are like kind of tensions, I think that they rise and they fall quite quickly. And as someone from a very big family with a lot of siblings, I really feel like that is the vibe of family. Like, you can say whatever you want, you can really speak your mind and get angry, get upset, and then it's over. It's like you've let it out, and now like it's back to normal. Like, I don't think people are holding a lot of stuff against each other.
Okay, it is time for yet another side quest. Now, as we've seen, things have been getting a little bit tense. Our warriors are very well acquainted now with each other, so we thought it would be the perfect time to introduce our Trash Talkin' side quest. This is the time where our warriors can get out some of those maybe negative feelings towards their castmates in a positive environment where they are all going to read each other down. But remember, this is all in good fun, and if there's a joke you think went a little bit too far, well, it probably did, but our warriors have all checked with each other on the more iffy jokes to make sure that the other person was okay with it. But remember, our warriors know each other, they have the rapport, and it's fun for us all to roast each other. For you, in the comments who don't know these bitches, not the same thing. Just keep that in mind. So let's see if they can trash the walk where they trash the talk. Where they trash walk in the oh, you get it. You get it.
Girl, about the reading challenge, I'm excited to get read. Because I like when people read me, and I like reading other people. Especially given the context, it is a reading challenge. It's not just like unprovoked fucking, I'm not just catching strays. Like, it is a reading challenge. So like, I'm down. I'm down to get read the fuck down. So give it all you got, bitch.
I'm excited because I deserve it at this point. Usually I take reads pretty well unless they're like, this is something that I've spoken about before, is that like if you're not like a drag performer, if you're not in the drag community, if you don't have common ground with the person you're reading, then like, it's not a read. You're just being a jerk. Like, I definitely know I have flaws, and I definitely know that there are things that I deserve to be made fun of. There are things I make fun of myself for.
The difference between a good read and a bad read is smartness. And I'm not talking about intelligence, I'm not talking about academics, I'm talking about smartness. Your reads can't just be like, haha, she's ugly. We know, we have eyes, she's ugly. really needs to have an edge where it's like either it's a double entendre or it's a metaphor or it's something that hits you at different levels because you get it right in your face, but then you get the second understanding, but then you understand it a little bit better. It has to be smart.
Okay, one, a good read, it gets to the point quickly. It gets to the punchline quickly. I'm sorry. Long-winded fucking Irene Dubois to Sasha Colby type fucking reads where it's a PhD dissertation to get to the fucking punchline. That is so tired, corny, and awful. So like, no, I don't, girl, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing paragraphs for our reads. It's unique. You find a joke, they're ugly, okay? You find a really creative way to call them ugly. Like, I don't know. Also, delivery makes it. If you're delivering it and you're delivering it weak as fuck, it just doesn't work. Like, it doesn't turn out. Except, however, I will say there are bad but good, but there are so bad that they're good reads.
This is a peace offering for Hydra so she doesn't come after me. It's an honor to be working with the most beloved drag queen in Serbia. She's also the only drag queen in Serbia. BUCY leaving did you a lot of favors.
Okay.
Tyler Knoll, if she needs his AliExpress, your Temu.
Okay. I don't even know what Temu is.
Rosa Gold is the youngest geriatric patient I have ever met. It would be too easy to read Susan. So I'm not going to, because she feeds me.
Watch your mouth. I do feed you. Eat your cheese.
CHRISTI. Well, I have something for you somewhere. This is makeup. You could put it on your face to take care of that chin. Who am I kidding? You're so polished you buffed your entire personality away.
Hateful.
Damn, Bobby really hates Christy. I don't know where this is coming from. She's like the nicest, sweetest, most innocent person, and Bobby's just like, fuck you.
Trisha Can. Sorry you wasted the height of your comedy career on naming yourself.
Am I supposed to be laughing? I don't know, sorry.
I guess it's time to read some bitches. This congeniality is not congenial anymore. Tyler Knoll. If I had a nickel for every time Tyler unnecessarily snapped at us in the group chat, I'd have 2 nickels, but it's weird that it happened twice.
Rude. And also, I'm pretty sure it only happened once, I think.
Susan! I think I just scared myself. Not as scared as Susan is of good makeup, apparently, but it's not like the judges will ever notice.
At least I wear makeup, bitch.
Bobby URANUS, the sex, drugs, and rock and roll king of the season. Which makes sense because his drag is fucked and you need hallucinogens and loud noise to tolerate being in the same room as him.
Oh my god, that's great.
HYDRA, interesting name choice for someone who's drier than the Sahara Desert. And I am not just talking about her wigs. Orbit. Unlike HYDRA, your name actually makes a lot of sense to me because you've been orbiting around a win this whole season that you just can't seem to land on.
Hater.
Rosa Gold. More like Rosa Bronze. Just kidding, she didn't place.
Rosa Bronze is so tired, but just kidding, she didn't place. It's kind of funny. It's kind of funny.
So everyone these days focuses on the negative parts of everything, so I thought I would bring a bit of positivity to the whole thing. So I'm gonna compliment the castmates.
Why the fuck does Hydra look like this? What's happening?
So I'm gonna start with Tyler Knoll. So I'm so glad we have Tyler Knoll on the cast because whenever I have a headache, I'm so glad I can use Tylenol because it's not addictive, but Tyler Knoll's drug is addictive and it's so good.
She complimented me in the strangest way possible. Thank you, Hydra.
CHRISTIdavinci, and the last name totally makes sense because she's a total masterpiece. And Trisha can, and she sure can, you know, she's so good at drag. Very good name. Rosa Gold, I would say Rosa Platinum because Platinum is more expensive than Gold and her drag is so good. I love Rosa Gold.
Who are you? What have you done with Hydra?
Why is she in like a dungeon? Why is she in like a dungeon chamber?
Orbit, her name is so fitting because her makeup is out of this world. It's so good. Wow, yay Orbit.
This is the challenge for HYDRA, saying nice things.
Titanic. And Susan with a question mark. I would change her name to Susan period because her drag is so good. So Susan period, house down boots.
Oh my god. Why is this camp?
Rosa Gold. Girl, from what I see when you speak, your name should be Rosa Yellow Teeth. Now, Drag Duel has been criticized on its lack of plus-size performers, but that's not true. Hydra's ego is right there. Susan, you have the face only a mother could also hate.
Hey, she's dead.
Tyler Noll, one of our kings, you know, I do not want to feed into the stigma that drag kings are somehow lesser than drag queens. With that being said, quit drag. Bobby Uranus, dude, I don't know how to explain this to you, but you look like how ketchup smells. And last, but certainly not least, we have Titanic Donovan. Girl, you are German, and that's it.
You already know what's up. The library's open. Bobby Uranus, Bobby, you get so little screen time that if you weren't the troll living in my basement, I would forget you were even competing. I will know when you're eliminated when the food stops disappearing from my fridge. Speaking of, come here, Bobby, come here. There you go. Bobby told me, joke's on you, I don't like that kind of cheese. I said, I know, because it was still in the fridge. Titanic. Your audition tape was the second worst thing a German has ever done.
Susan, you can't say that.
Hi, Christy. Oh, the beauty of Chicago's roommate. And you know what's funny? How Christy and Trisha were roommates, but Christy was the only one left homeless? I guess Trisha just decided to live in her shadow. Speaking of Trisha, hi Trisha, hi! You know, I'm so proud of you. No matter how many times you get knocked down, you get back up and show everyone that they're right about you. And last but not least, hi Orbit. Now it doesn't show in the episodes, but I'm actually a huge fan of Orbit, and I can't wait to celebrate her later this year for the Trans Day of Remembrance.
So funny. Trans Day of Remembrance! Oh my goodness. No, that's my favorite. That's my favorite actually good read.
I have my umbrella for a little bit of shade, and I also got my reading glasses right here. So, oh hi Orbit, our little alien from another world. But calm down, she's clearly coming in peace because she is not a threat to any of us. CHRISTI, talking about Da Vinci, didn't Da Vinci paint the Mona Lisa? Because she made the same face when I saw your commercial.
Titanic's reads don't make a lot of sense.
Hi Bobby, is that your makeup or is that Uranus?
That was so stupid.
Rosa Gold? More like Rosa Consolation Prize. Hydra, hi Hydra, I'm going to roast the only thing that is roastable about you, your hair. Hydra looks like if Derek, Rosa Gold, and Lord Farquaad had a baby. There are actually a lot of people that look like Hydra. Hydra also looks like if Pinocchio wished to be a real boy. And if you would put glasses on Hydra, she would look like Edna Mode or Tina Belcher.
This ain't good.
Good thing I kept my library card. Orbit, I do love your name because it shows that you'll never be a star. Tyler Noll, the one thing I hope is that I never have to smell your breath.
That was so rude. What the fuck? Look, I got bad teeth, but I keep them clean, okay? Tip me, bitch. Send me a tip so I can go to the dentist.
Titanic Donovan, you know, I'm not really gonna get into it with you, but what the fuck did that orange do to you? Hydra, the one thing with you is I would cut off your head, but I'm just scared I'd have to meet your third face.
Hydra's not even two-faced. I feel like you can't make two-faced jokes about Hydra. She's just straight up rude all the time.
We got CHRISTIdavinci, which is my sister. I love her. She's the best. She is the sugar to my spice. Producer.
CHRISTIdavinci. She has a lot of nerve branding herself like that.
and using makeup brushes for the branding challenge when I've seen more makeup on Derek.
That got me, bitch. That got me.
Bobby URANUS. You know what? It's so fun having another king in the competition. Especially one who makes me look so good.
Well.
Miss Orbit. What a fitting name. Because you're always orbiting around the stars, but you're not one of them. And finally, Hydra. I'm sorry I always call you a bitch. It's because you are one.
Thank you for the airtime, Tyler. Thank you.
Let me treat you to something. Keep your hopes high and your expectations low, just about as low as we keep ours for Bobby's performances week by week. Hydra's an incredible queen, an incredible performer, an incredible seamstress. She's the queen of Belgrade pride. What they didn't tell her, that her Belgrade was an F.
What?
CHRISTI came into this competition with a single clear brand, painted with drywall. Tyler, no. Next. Fine. I'll actually put some effort into this. Unlike Tyler with every one of his runways. Tyler, you must be really feeling the departure of your dear Shanidza from the competition. I just want to tell you, don't worry. She's gonna get to help you out next week when you go home. So thank you very much for spending a couple of weeks with us. Your time was due long ago.
That's my impression of Rosa. The many laughs of Rosa Gold.
And last and certainly least, we have my favorite, Susan. And the only question I have for you audience is, how is she still here?
I'm sorry. I love Rosa so much. She sounds like a lunatic.
Oh, thank God that's over.
Wow, some of these people are actually literate. Who would have thought? And some others are just there.
Make sure to tip them so that they can go back to school.
So, it is now your turn. Please let us know who do you think won this reading challenge.
Now we want to hear from you. Yes, you, gay person in my phone. You can now go and vote for the side quest winner. In the description of this video is the link to a Google form. Go to that Google form and select the name of the contestant that you think had the best reads in this side quest, and the winner will be announced in next week's episode.
You have until Thursday, October 19th at 11:59 p.m. EDT to vote for your favorite.
This week's main battle is the Trash Walkin' Design Challenge. We asked our contestants to create jaw-dropping runway looks out of nothing but unconventional materials. We asked for creativity both in the materials and their uses, as well as strong concepts and well-put-together garments.
Now, let's check in and see how our warriors are doing getting this challenge together.
Okay, at first I felt really good about it being a design challenge, and the fact that it's unconventional materials, I was like, okay, I can do something. I just know that there are a few girlies out here that are also really good at design, and I hope that they struggle. I'm currently working on my look. I'm using, oh my goodness, the angle queen. I'm using vertical blinds, and then I'm going to spray paint them red. So, okay, let me get you into this design queen. Okay, so my thing is like this. Do you see her? Are you living for her? It's like this shapely layered gown made out of blinds because I need something stiff but also flexible, and also something that I can like cut through easily. And then here's the hair. Obviously, life doesn't imitate art all the time, and so the updo, we'll see about her. My route is almost like if Candyland like had like a Miss Continental pageant,
And so I want to do like this gown with like insane jewelry, like very early in the process. And you may be thinking, how the fuck are you gonna like build it? But essentially in my mind, I'm like, it should work. I have like a bunch of bias tape from the Venus corset. And what I'm thinking is like hoop skirt structure where the hoops are like connected by tape or a string or fucking just a ribbon or like whatever. But instead of the hoops, it's blinds. I already have the bottom one done, which is just one whole blind just at the bottom. And then I bought a 10-pack, so I'm hoping that's enough. But I'm skinny, so I don't want to say too much, but let's just say if it doesn't turn out and I am in the bottom, let's just say I'm staying, okay? I don't want to tell tales out of school, but let's just say I'm staying.
It like sucks to say that I don't see myself as a front runner, but like I have no wins. I've been in the top twice, but have not gotten any sort of like congrats or prize or this, that, and the other. So I just kind of feel like, okay, as of right now, I'm just floating in the middle, and I don't see myself as a drag queen who is mid. I do not see myself as a drag queen who is middle of the road, floating by, skating by. Like, as much as I love Dita Ritz, I don't want her track record. I want some wins. And what? So yeah, no, it sucks to say that I don't see myself as a front runner, but as of right now, I just don't. But I want to be.
So my blinds have been spray painted red. The insides don't really matter too much, only because when I have it on, like this one is like the hip one, and so like you won't be able to see the white. But yeah, no, I have a bunch of concentric circles, like, girl. This is the one that goes at the very bottom of the gown. Ooh. Anyway. This wig. This wig. Okay, you guys, I don't know how to get an updo, and I think I'm honestly just gonna start pinning. I think I'm just gonna start pinning her just up and just curls and shit, and then fix up this bang, because I'm kind of over her. Well, yes, I have a lot of work to do, but, you know, hopefully I can get it together. So I'm gonna be wearing these underneath. I'm just kidding. Can you imagine? I lift up my dress and it's Crocs. No, girl. Hey, queen. Classic pump. You know me. I love her. I love her. Shein. Don't tell anybody. Bye, queen. Wait, hold on. Well, yes. Okay, bye. And then as time went on, I was kind of like, I actually hate everything I'm doing. So I went from being decently kind of, okay, I'm chilling, to like, oh, okay, I guess, okay, great. I have the keys, I'm turning on the engine, and I am now driving the struggle bus. Yes, I'm scared just because I just don't want to have a bottom 2 placement on my track record. I just, as of right now, like I don't want that. But to actually be in the bottom and to lip sync, I'm not scared at all. I'm not scared at all. Just so you know, and your children will someday know, mama, if I'm in the bottom, oh, trust the Duchess, trust the Duchess, you better hope that your fave is not in the bottom with me for this challenge, because they will go home. That's all I gotta say on that.
So here we go with a design challenge. Couldn't win comedy, can't win branding, so okay, this is my swan song. Okay, so I'm rhinestoning a whole bunch of shit, and you know what, let's talk. So I feel my position in this competition is very precarious, and I am excited about the next. I burnt the fuck out of myself. Holy God. Ooh. Oh my god, I got that on video. Lucky you. Oh, that is my skin. I'll worry about that later. I've got things to do. I have to submit early because I'm unfortunately booked and blessed. You know, thanks to Drag Duel, I have a little bit more, what's the word? A little bit more name recognition, so people are actually remembering like, oh, I could book Susan, and it's great because now I'm getting booked. Come to my shows. Oh, that hurts. Oh, I fucked up. And you know, I was even thinking like, I'm gonna burn myself on camera. It's gonna happen. And it happened, and I'm like, oh. Ooh, that is bad. This thing gets real hot. I haven't gotten a win yet. I am excited about the next 2 challenges. I think the next challenge is going to be something that like people are going to struggle. I think this is the week where we're gonna see a lot of good looks and a couple bad ones, and I think next week we're going to see a lot of bad showings. I'm probably next to go. This is, at this point, if you don't have a win, you're just, come on, like, just pick an order and just get eliminated. And I'm like, can everyone else move? I'm hungry, please. At this point, I just want to die. I'm hoping that my lip sync is good enough. It probably won't be. Another low placement. I can persevere. I got this. I don't got this. Oh, I'm the ha funny girl. What do you expect me to do? I just rummaged through my house and said, what garbage can I use? I was looking at tarps. I was looking at bags. I was looking at one point I was looking at, I thought about, do I incorporate all my cats? Do I make something where I'm just covered in cats? Would that work? Is that fierce? It's unconventional, but would it cover all of me? I don't think so. I don't have the body confidence to show off that much of my body. You don't need to see it. Unless you DM me, then I'll show you. But like, I don't need to advertise it. I don't want to do this anymore. It looks bad. So I'm running out of time to finish things. I get booked for the first time a full weekend. I have no idea how I'm going to finish this. I go to try on my fucking outfit. It falls apart immediately. The back panel I have falls off of me, hits the ground, and smashes. It is unrepairable. I don't know what to do. I don't want to wear garbage. I thought I might be fine, but I don't think I'm fine. Come to me. Oh, my baby.
Our warriors were trash talking, but can they excel in trash walking? We will find that out next week.
And we'll be joined by legendary creative genius, drag artist, and somehow a person who suspiciously looks both like Rue and also Paul. It's Twink Trash! That's all for this week. If you want to see more of what our contestants are working on behind the scenes, full lip sync performances from last round and every round, as well as bi-weekly viewing parties with us, the judges, and some contestants, we've got Susan and Trisha this week. It's gonna be fun. You can head over to the Drag Duel Patreon. Link is in the description of this video. It's gonna be really cool.
Also, for those of you that are interested in competing on the next season of Drag Duel, the auditions are now officially open. Linked down below is a Google form that you can fill out and start your journey on possibly joining us next season.
Be sure to subscribe to us here on YouTube so you don't miss any more of Drag Duel's drag dueling.
That is it for this episode. See you all next week.
I'm going to go take my lungs and put them in a little bubble bath so that maybe they'll be better soon. Hope you have a day, and maybe it'll even be a good one. I don't know. I don't know your life.
Special thanks to patrons Woodcrafted Essentials, Michael Cruikshank, and Keone.